This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
In Yankton, South Dakota, this is DeBrest Broncos fan Tel Tanner coming at you from the KYNT studios. If you want to know why I'm mad at the Denver Broncos right now, for those of you who cannot see me, I am currently broadly gesturing at everything, and that is why I'm mad at my Denver Broncos. Anyways, let's get to Mount Marty University as we get to started on the Lancer Locker. And you know what? We're talking football today. We are talking football with the head coach of Mount Marty University football, John Michaletti, and the co-offensive coordinator, Josh Lewis, and the offensive play caller, Josh Lewis. Those two guys were in the booth earlier today to talk about Mount Marty University Lancer football because the spring game for the football team is Saturday. That will be Saturday is the spring game for Mount Marty University, 1 p.m. We took a lot of time with those interviews this morning. We spoke with those guys for a while, so I got to get quick here out. We got to go through kind of what happened the last couple days very fast. So let's get straight to it. Mount Marty men's baseball had a tough weekend. They went 1-3 over the weekend in a 4-game series versus Briar Cliff. The Lancers are now 26-19 on the year, 4 games left in the regular season. Their home finale is Thursday in a doubleheader against Dakota Wesley, and we will have coverage of that right here on KYNT. Mount Marty University softball, they also got swept on Saturday. They were in a GPAC doubleheader against Concordia. Mount Marty will be back at home on Thursday as well for their final home games of the regular season in a doubleheader against Dort. Track and field, let's go to the track and field team. Mount Marty men's track and field team collected 4 event victories at the Red Raider Open over the weekend in Orange City, Iowa. Logan Ferrari claimed the top spot in the 5,000-meter run on Friday. Donovan Mitchell won the 200. He placed second in the 400 as well. Marcus Janofin won the 100-meter dash. For the Lancer women, Tiana Bambaka-Keel was second in the 400-meter hurdles. And then they had the 400 relay, got third. And Andrea Suka was 5th in the long jump. The Lancers will be next up in the MMU Twilight Meet on Wednesday in Yankton. Home track and field on Wednesday in Yankton. Finally, tennis and golf. The men's tennis team concluded their regular season yesterday with a 7-0 loss to Augustana in Sioux Falls. The Lancers will enter the postseason, however, with an 11-5 overall record, 4-2 in GPAC play, both program records for wins in the season. They'll be competing in the GPAC tournament beginning April 26th in Sioux City. MMU is currently 3rd in the conference standings. MMU women's tennis is wrapping up their regular season right now against the College of St. Mary in Omaha. Matches began at 3. I don't have results yet. We will have them tomorrow morning on KYNT. Jeff Erickson will be here for the Totally Yankton Morning Show. He'll give them to you tomorrow morning. But there's a lot at stake for the tennis team right now. They're coming into today at 2-4 overall. They are tied for 4th in the conference, and the top 6 teams make the postseason. Now, there is a 4 teams all have 2 wins. The Lancers have 4 losses. The other 3 have 5 losses. If the Lancers played well today, they're going to be in the postseason. If things go wrong, they could miss. They could be as high as 4 or as low as 6 or miss the tournament. These are big games today. We'll have results tomorrow morning. And finally, golf teams. The women's and men's golf teams are playing in the GPAC Conference Championship today in Spencer, Iowa. The women's team is there. Tee time is scheduled for 10 a.m. today. We will continue to have results and updates on the morning show. Men's golf opens their final tournament of the regular season today in Niobrara. That was also at 10 a.m. this morning. We'll have results of all these things tomorrow morning on KYNT's Totally Yankton Morning Show with Jeff Erickson. All right, I got to get out of here because we got to get to our two coaches for Mount Marty University football and the spring game that's coming up on Saturday. 1 o'clock at Crane Youngworth Field. Make sure you're there. Let's take a break, come back with the coaches right after this.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Kenny Wicks at Aztec in Yankton. We want our employees to thrive and succeed. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. The team continues to grow, so consider a career with us. We have openings in a variety of departments: sign-on bonuses, double overtime, immediate benefits like retirement savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursement, and more. Build your career with a group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by 700 West 21st Street or apply at aztecjobs.com.
Wherever you are in life, you've got plans. You need health insurance for today and for the future. You need Avera Health Plans. Coverage that connects you to community resources, fitness center incentives, and health coaching. You need a health plan that provides solutions for your business and for your family. Learn more at averahealthplans.com. Avera Health Plans, moving health forward.
Looking for the perfect meal that hits the spot every time? Look no further than Boss's Pizza and Chicken. At Boss's Pizza and Chicken, they're serving up piping hot, mouth-watering pizzas with all of your favorite toppings. And that's not all. The crispy roasted chicken is a taste sensation that will keep you coming back for more. Whether you're dining in with family and friends or enjoying a night in, order Boss's Pizza and Chicken of Yankton, where every bite is a moment of pure satisfaction.
Are you ready for a hydration revolution? Introducing Ghost Hydration, the ultimate drink to keep you feeling refreshed and revitalized. It's packed with a unique blend of electrolytes and vitamins, giving you the perfect balance to conquer your day. And its variety of mouth-watering flavors will make your taste buds dance with joy. Hitting the gym, going on an adventure, or just need a pick-me-up, Ghost Hydration has your back. Experience the hydration revolution for yourself. Stay refreshed, stay revitalized, stay ghostly hydrated with Ghost Hydration.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
No profession requires a broader range of skills and sense than farming. Being self-sufficient is critical, and so is knowing when to lean on experts. If adding acres to your operation or refinancing debt is part of your plan, Dakota Mac can help you get there. We provide long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate. You owe it to yourself to learn how Dakota Mac can benefit your operation.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
All right, we are back here on the Lancer Locker. My name is Tel Tanner. Let's talk football. The Mount Marty University spring game is coming up on Saturday at 1 p.m. So let's bring in a couple of football coaches. Head coach John Michaletti, co-offensive coach in Josh Lewis, and the offensive play caller now in the booth. Welcome, guys. It's been a moment since we've had you in here.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's obviously means that there's good things following, means there's more football and all that. But yeah,
exactly. Every time you come in, it means there's football to be played, and that's a good thing.
Exactly.
Coach, the spring game on Saturday, before we really get into the meat and potatoes of your team, give me the details of the game. When is it? Where is it? How do people watch?
Yep, so this upcoming Saturday, August 27th at 1 o'clock, we'll be doing inter-squad scrimmage for our spring game at Crane Youngworth. We'll start off, obviously, a lot of practice-like drills where we'll do some individual and things, getting to some 7-on-7, and then slowly getting to some team challenges and even move the chain segments, finishing with a 2-minute drill. So there'll be a lot of fun stuff to see, a lot of some scenarios and some good competition. So hope we can get some good turnouts there for the kids' sake.
One of the things that you always love to see in spring games, at least for me, is some of the position battles. These guys are still in spring ball, so they're vying for starting roles. They're vying for that second man up. They're really trying to impress the coaches, and they go all out. What are some of the position battles that are really kind of being decided here in the spring and summer months that people should keep an eye on?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think it's one of the oldest sayings that you can't win a job in spring, but you can lose one, and it's one of those because it's the trust of it all. And obviously there's a long summer coming up and then fall camp, but there's a lot of stuff that has to be able to be done right to be able to, quote unquote, winning starting job. But one of my favorite rooms to kind of watch all this time was the running back room. That's been a very competitive room. It was a huge question mark with a lot of productivity graduating with Isaiah Thompson and then Tyree Morrison. That who's going to take over that room, and there's been a number of guys. Kyle Hirsch has done an outstanding job. He's a do-it-all back that brings some toughness and some unique athleticism to that room. You got a new guy in Malachi Hartz, who's a new transfer. He's a big back, but also does some very athletic stuff with the ball in his hands. Jaden Horach, who's back. He's probably the most familiar guy there. And then Ishmael Sloan has done an outstanding job, another new name back there, of finding his role.
Coach, let's talk about the new additions to this team now as we start going through kind of the position and what this kind of looks like. What are some of the transfers that you brought in? We'll go to freshmen next.
Okay. We some of the transfers we have, we'll start up front there at offensive line. We have Joey Quinn, who's an offensive lineman from Redwoods College. There's another one in Lionel Whittingham, who's been in a few different stops, most recently FAU. He's a big tackle for us, has done some outstanding stuff. He brings a little bit of grittiness to that offensive line group. And, there's a few times that when we need to get some extra yards, it seems to always be behind him, being able to collapse a whole line down, a whole side down. So some of the guys I mentioned before in the running back room, and Ishmael Sloan and Malachi Hartz. We have, some guys there on defense, and Devon Williams. He's a edge pressure guy. He's a guy that's been competing really a lot with Cam Middleton at that rush linebacker spot. We have Jose Garcia, who's a nose tackle, very strong guy. He was a guy that I think ended up squatting over 655 pounds this offseason, ended up setting the new record there for Coach Rosie and all that, which is...
I'm sorry, say that number again.
655 pounds. So that's
okay. All right.
A lot of weight.
That's nothing, man.
No.
I could do that. That's wild.
Yeah, there's one of the guys I forgot to mention. He's going to look new. Obviously, he's still big in stature, but Patrick Perkins has lost quite a bit of weight. He's under 350 pounds.
Wow.
Which, yeah, he's very, very proud of him. He was... Obviously,
that dude's been in the weight room getting it, so I bet he's benching quite a bit too.
Yeah, he is, and he's you can see that throughout spring of his endurance. He's able to now last full drives, and his confidence has gone through the roof now with all that. So he looks different. Obviously, everybody knows it's him because he's the only 6'8" guy kind of walking around here. But
he's just one of the biggest dudes I've ever seen in my life. I still love a picture I took with him where we're standing next to each other. He's smiling. I'm looking at him like, why is this man 3 times my size? He's just a good dude as well.
Great person from Mount Marty and Yankton. But yeah, he's down 70 pounds since the heaviest he was last year. So
that is one of the things you told me about him was that you wanted to get him down to get that endurance up. And we've seen it now, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
He did, and he, like I said, he's got the excitement behind it now, and that was the main thing is when your commitment level is that high, and you can do that, then he obviously see the reward of it all. So very excited for him.
When you talk about some of these freshmen coming in, Coach, give me some of the recruits, both local and you're going a long way. What's the farthest you went here recruiting for the two of you?
California.
Go down to Texas a lot.
Texas. There is a couple kids, Hawaii, that are still possibly making a decision to come here.
Now, who's the one that gets to make that Hawaii trip? Which one of y'all gets
I'm still working
trying to get that in the budget.
Yeah, Coach Bernard. Like, hey, we're signing Hawaii kids every year. I need to go out there, and maybe it's a whole staff thing to make sure we get it taken care of.
Can I come too?
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
There's obviously there's a hotbeds in Texas and California we're going to continuously hit. We seem to always find a few nice pieces in like the Louisiana area and stuff like that. But the most of the meat and potatoes comes from right here in the upper Midwest of South Dakota and Nebraska. That's the longer that we've been here and to establish this program, the more and more excitement can be around the program and locally. And you see that, because we get more Nebraska and South Dakota kids, which brings a lot of positivity, a little bit more comfort and pride as well. So not saying those guys from further away aren't as important, but it takes a little bit of everybody to make this team exactly what it is.
Once you get on the field, you're all from the same place. It's Mount Marty. You got to go earn it.
Exactly.
When you talk about the freshmen, these local guys, can you give me some of the names that we'll recognize here?
Yeah. You'll have a Ben Heiberger. He's from the Sioux Falls area. Coven Wadier, Carter Randall, Austin Goebel.
Mm-hmm.
Heard that name.
To talk about him.
Keegan Ashes. So he was originally from the Bon-Homme area. He played at Bon-Homme, but then 2 years ago transferred down to Missouri. But he's working on coming back up here. Where we at there? Ben Coda, Braden McLean, he's from the Sioux City area. Manuel Schmass is from Sioux Falls. Alex Gove is a North Platte kid, a little bit farther away, I guess, there.
Bryson Mitchell.
Yep, Bryson Mitchell. That's another Sioux Falls Lincoln kid. Emmett Carr, Omaha kid. Tyan Buss from Pierre.
Dual sport athlete,
Yep.
football and basketball.
Another Yankton kid in Shaler Platte. And then AJ Rezkonki, he's I guess a little bit farther away. He's a Ralston near Omaha. Very talented safety from there.
And go back to these Yankton recruits since we are in Yankton. Austin Goebel, Shaler Platte. You recruited those two guys to come join the program. Tell me why.
Yeah, those guys are big-time playmakers. You think of some of those plays that you seen Goebel make last year of those block kicks and, exciting stuff with the ball in his hands, So he's a very talented player. He was a guy that I know that he was a little bit concerned about his size, but in the end, when your speed is as elite as his is, that you can find a spot for them and bring some confidence with that. And Shaler Platte's another guy that you could plug in anywhere, whether it was a tailback, fullback, linebacker. He's a man of many talents, has extreme grittiness and toughness. You've seen him kind of battle through that injury all last fall. It was a huge piece of continuously growing that excitement here and for years to come. So,
two major pieces that took the hometown Yankton Bucks to the Dome, and we're excited to see him play in the blue and gold now.
Exactly. We're very excited about those guys, and like I said, hopefully we just keep that pipeline going to YHS to Mount Marty.
It seems like that's been the trend over the last couple of years, not just Yankton High School, but area athletes. Mount Marty has, in the last couple of years, become a destination that has become a goal. Kids want to go to Mount Marty to play athletics. What's changed?
I think there's been a lot of excitement, looking overall the sports, and I think Coach Bernato's done an outstanding job of spearheading that whole thing. And, you look at the things like the field house to just, some of the coaches around there that bring the excitement. Coach Tykro does an outstanding job. Coach Bertram, Coach Authier, they all do outstanding jobs of making it fun, and allowing people to see what's coming ahead of them, not exactly that's what's happening right now. So, and that you're going to be able to come to Mount Marty and become a better human being, which in the end, that's the main goal, is you want to make sure that you have options when you be able to graduate. Everybody wants to be able to compete and stuff like that, but it's getting ready for life after college of becoming a better man or better woman that really is the goal of college. And obviously Mount Marty does an outstanding job of that.
This is the Lancer Locker here on KYNT. Let's take a break, come back. We'll start talking individual athletes, some of the names you'll recognize and some of the names that you're about to learn. It's KYNT.
Carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila-based cocktail with no carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, and only 100 calories. It's guaranteed to be bursting with flavor in every sip. The Carbless Mix Pack is sure to please any crowd with a compilation of all the best-selling ready-to-drink cocktails, including sweet, citrus, and a twist of tequila flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and margarita. Grab some today. Carbless cocktails. Less is more.
At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Have you seen the new UTVs and ATVs on the lot at Lewis & Clark Ford? I'm Brandon Tykro, and I'm excited to announce that Lewis & Clark Ford is now selling Massimo Motorsports products. We have on hand Massimo UTVs and ATVs with very affordable prices and financing available. Massimo comes standard with winches and touchscreens with the ability to add many more accessories. Stop at Lewis & Clark Ford and check them out, and look for boats coming soon. Lewis & Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake, on Highway 52.
Powerful changes occur when people unite. At United Way of Greater Yankton, we unite people to activate positive change and to make lives better. Help us build a brighter future for all through access to healthcare, basic needs, a good education, and financial stability. Learn more about United Way of Greater Yankton, our mission, our programs, and how you can help online at yanktonyunitedway.org. Together, united, we are building a brighter future for all.
Everyone loves something different about our buffet, which is good because buffet has something for everyone. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Come in and fill your plate with good food that makes you feel good inside. Don't see your favorite pizza on the buffet? Request it using Buffet Your Way. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the very first slice. Grab the country's best chicken paired with tasty sides and finish off with sweet cactus bread at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
All right, we are back here on the Lancer Locker with a couple of football coaches. I wanted to start talking about some of these players from last season that we're going to see again, and some names that Lancer fans don't know yet, but they're about to learn. That running back room is something I want to spend some time talking about, your defensive backs as well. But first, you got to start it off with the quarterback position. Can you tell me about that room? I know Ken Gay's had bit of an injury that happened, and he's been kind of out here for spring ball, but you've got a couple of guys in Bayer and Riken that are really playing well in the spring. Can you tell me about those guys? We'll start with you, Coach Lewis.
So Ken will be okay. He's actually getting back out there now, doing some static stuff, just 7-on-7, and some light team stuff, but we're really being cautious with him to make sure when fall camp rolls around, he's ready to go.
Will we see him on Saturday?
Maybe for like 7-on-7. Yeah. That's probably about it. You can tell like he's frustrated, which he's really competitive, but we're just being safe with him. And then, so the other two quarterbacks, well, three, because you have Noah McDermott in there as well, as a young cat. But so Clayton Bayer, who has he's just older with experience. He played junior college football. He came in that second year and helped us win a game against Doane. He's been doing really well and operating the offense in his own style. I guess I'd say it looks different than when Ken has been out there. A little bit more static, but his IQ of knowing where to throw like a bubble or spreading the defense out in his own way, it's been really impressive to see that. And then good old Rugby's out there, who's probably the most competitive human being on our team. And so he runs the offense in his own way, and that's one thing that's been kind of neat to see with the different quarterbacks this spring is their own little style with it, because it's built to work and build around different styles. Like we don't have to have one specific type of quarterback in order for us to be effective.
Right.
So it's been pretty cool to see that. Rugby's a little bit more mobile than the other quarterbacks, and he's not afraid to take off running with it in space. We did a scenario last week where it was a 2-minute drill, and he ended up scoring on the drive, taking off running for 25 yards, and he's going crazy. The teammates are running in big piece, picking him up in the end zone. They're having fun with it. And so it's the quarterback battle this spring. It's been really entertaining, in my opinion, and it's just been. And Coach Michaletti and I have talked about it. It's pretty cool to see the different styles go to work. So
how does that work when you're building an offense and you're kind of working through the playbook, but you have different styles of quarterback? How do you adjust on the fly to when somebody comes into the game?
So our system is built simply to where we don't really change much with the O-line. It's more in the skill room, meaning, do we need to do these different shifts and motions to try to hide stuff because maybe our quarterback can comprehend that better, knowing where if we do have numbers when we motion to spit it out that way, versus, hey, maybe we don't need to block a down defensive end because we can actually read him and our quarterback can make him miss with legs to get around the corner. And so it's just figuring out what can your quarterback comprehend and he's confident in, and then how can you stress the defense out in multiple parts of the field at one time. And so, like I said, or like Bayer he's really good with understanding if there's not an alley defender of just ripping a bubble out there, even though a run play is called. Whereas Rugby's really good at seeing that the alley's clean and he can pull it and take off running with it with the ball in his hand. So it's just little stuff like that. But the overall scheme of us running the ball doesn't change really at all. It's just how we window dress it, and then the different threats you can give to the defense with the quarterback.
I think you just gave me one of the best lines I've heard from an offensive play caller, and that is, your job is, how do I stress a defense out? And that is that's the best. I love that. Let's talk about now your running back room.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see some new faces here this coming fall and on Saturday. Last year, Isaiah Thompson kind of turned into your bell cow. Tyree Morrison did some amazing things, and we had Jaden Horach as well. They're going to see a couple of new guys on Saturday. Can you give me their names?
Yeah, so Kyle Hirsch will be one. He's a transfer from Morningside that had to sit out all last year. One of the kids we respect the most because he went through all of last season. All he could do was practice, so he's really hungry to prove himself, and he's been doing outstanding this spring. And then Malachi Hartz, he's a transfer from California, really explosive. And then Ishmael Sloan is another transfer that is, if I could compare him, he's kind of like a Jaden Horach, a hooch type of runner, just straight downhill. But it's good to have another back like that that's not afraid to just lower his shoulder and get good, tough yards. And so those have been the main guys in that first rotation. But how we've been doing it this spring, like Sawyer Saucerman, when he gets his opportunities, he's been very productive. Like the whole running back room was a giant question mark for us because we've lost the guys that have been there. And so a lot of guys were getting opportunities this spring, and the guys that have, to be honest, that all of them have done a really outstanding job. Hooch just got back from being a little banged up, and he hopped in our last team segment and ran just like he normally does with a cowboy collar on at tailback. So it's been, again, they have their own specific type of style, and they've all been cheering each other on, which I love to see. No one's really spiteful, and it's been a fun group to be around too. They have a lot of fun at practice.
And then your wide receivers, obviously, Jonah Miyazawa, Rex Ryken were your guys last year. Rex is returning this year, correct? And that is good news for Mount Marty and bad news for the rest of the team back. And tell me about the rest of your pass catchers, some of the guys we're going to see.
Yep. So Rex obviously is back. Rex is Rex. He doesn't change. He just lines up and goes to work and smiles.
He catches touchdowns and first downs.
And
That's
he blocks. He blocks so well on the perimeter, which has helped with the run game, as always. Trevor Fitzgerald has done a really good job this spring with more production. And then, so that spot that need to replace Jonah, that X spot for us, Justice Schmidt, who's been on the team for a couple years, he was the one that's kind of the dark horse for us, trying to figure out, like, hey, can he do this? And he has probably by far had the most impressive spring at the receiving corps out of all the receivers, just on the fact of not necessarily catching a pass all the time, but being able to block in space because we do run the ball so much, and he has taken a lot of pride in that. And it's shown, and so he's been one that's been really productive in many ways. And maybe you can't see from the stands, like, oh, he's not catching it all the time. Well, that's not really his job. That's the most important. Rodney Broadnax, he's been growing a lot this spring, just being healthy and being more confident out there. Trey Hansen, as always, Trey's very reliable. He's a fireball out there, but he's done a good job helping those other guys develop too, because he knows the offense so well, being here since his freshman year. And then I guess our super back is considered a receiver, but it's more like that hybrid fullback guy. Austin Vegans is still there, and then Nick Heath, who transitioned last year, has been really productive. And so those are all the guys you'll most likely see out there. Trying to think.
Let's go to the offensive line. We're starting to run out of time, and we still got to get to the defense. So give me your thoughts on the big boys real quick.
Up front this has been the most improved I believe we have been since we started the program, with the helps of a couple guys we've added. I think also with us being majority seniors up there, they know this is their last ride, and so I think that's motivated them a lot. But this has been the best. That our run game's been effective, and just the work ethic up front, and you can tell they're very motivated. So I'm really pleased with that and excited to see them finish out this Saturday in the spring game.
Let's go straight to the other end of the trenches and the defensive line as we bring back in head coach John Michaletti, who spent a lot of time as a defensive coordinator, also called plays for the Lancers. Now you've got Brian Grace in. You're working closely with him. Can you tell me about your defense? Started off with the big boys up front.
Yeah, Carlstead will be back at our strong side end. He's got a lot of reps there. Obviously an older guy there, being an ex-Marine. Jose Garcia is a new guy. You'll see him at our nose. He's the guy that was squatting 655 pounds, so hopefully tough for those old linemen to move. At tackle, we have Dalen Norman and Elliot Carbajal have been taking reps there as well. At rush, Cam Middleton and Devon Williams have been taking reps at a rush spot.
Coach, when you talk about your linebackers, you got guys like Cameron Middleton who certainly proved they can get after the quarterback. You've got guys that are really good run stoppers like Pickthorn. Give me your thoughts on your linebacker core.
Yeah, there are obviously Pickthorn and Lubers coming back at that stud spot. You have Lambeth, who took quite a bit of reps there at the Mike spot last year. He had a little bit of an injury there with his elbow. And then David Wilson at our Will spot. And then, like I said, Cam coming back. A lot of those guys, we have guys that are returning within the scheme, so they should be able to continually grow. Lambeth has been a guy that has really developed as a vocal leader. It's easy for guys in college to be, hey, I'll be the lead by example guy. But to be the vocal guy, it takes a little bit more maturity, and Lambeth has definitely done that. Excited to see him continuously grow there, and it's really excited to see him in the scrimmage on Saturday.
When you go to your defensive backs, you had a graduation in Marcus Janofin, a position group that might look a little different next year. Tell me about your DBs. Yeah, really,
On the defensive side, the corner position is one that we really wanted to see how that was going to evolve, and Guy Tanny has done an excellent job. Obviously, he's always going to be a guy that has higher production. Tyler Ivey did a great job, and he's a physical corner that we like to see with our edge setting and all that stuff there that we ask our corners to do. Amir Conley is a guy that redshirted for us last year. He's a long, lengthy corner, looks a little bit different. He's a lot taller, but he does an outstanding job, very, very high football IQ. And then Azmaram Muhammad, he played at Sioux Falls Roosevelt and then went up to UMary and then transferred down here this last spring, and does an outstanding job of making plays there at corner, making it tough to decide who the top guys are. And then at safety, Gabe Baptista has continuously been an outstanding leader for us. He's the guy that probably watches the most film on our defense, and you can see that because of how much he's talking out there. And then that rover spot has been pretty heavy sought after between Quayle and Brinsley. Brinsley did an outstanding job. Now Quayle has been lately having a few good practices, so we'll see how that kind of pans out towards the end of spring.
Coach, I'm very excited for this next fall. Once again, you've got a spring game coming up April 27th, 1 p.m. That is this Saturday. When you go into the fall, going to have a home scrimmage versus Dakota State on August 22nd. Then your first 3 games all on the road. You started off at Culver Stockton. You got the win over them last year in non-con. Then D-Dub, Northwestern before facing Waldorf at home. That's going to be fun. You get to play them for the first time. New addition to the GPAC and Jamestown being gone. And you finally get an actual bye this year, too. So that'll be very nice, Coach.
Yeah, very excited about the schedule coming up. Very excited.
When you talk about final thoughts for Lancer fans going into the spring game on Saturday, why should they come out? What's exciting about this team?
Obviously, it's an older team. A lot of familiar faces from the years past, but it's the last hoorah for a lot of these seniors there before they are really heading into their senior year. So a lot of competition. Should be able to see a lot of hot action, as we like to say, coming out there on Saturday. So hope to see you guys out there.
Coach Lewis, I thank you for your time. Thanks for coming to talk to me today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Coach Michaletti, I always appreciate you coming in. I'm looking forward to this spring game on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Let's take a break, finish things up in a couple minutes. Once again, 1 p.m. Saturday, Crane Youngworth Stadium.
New starting wages at Parker of Yankton.
Parker of Yankton is excited to announce a new generous wage increase. This wage increase includes all production positions, assemblers, machine ops, setups, and material handlers, plus a second shift differential. Parker provides some of the best benefits in the area, and in case you missed it, new increased wages. Apply today at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Brandon is super pumped about Runza.
Runza is so sweet.
Especially all their desserts.
Oh, those are the sweetest.
Chocolate, vanilla, and twist ice cream cones, 4 flavors of shakes, chocolate chip cookies, and ice cream sandwiches.
Literally sweet.
Aw, I love your enthusiasm.
Well, I love Runza.
So sweet of you. Come satisfy your sweet tooth. Because Runza makes it all better.
Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton. When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. Smart Trailer from Sureco is still the most complete line of electric accessories for your grain trailer. Smart accessories such as the 4500 Series HD electric tarp, Pro Trap, and Auto Trap electric hopper doors, and the Drive Max Auger Drive Kit from Sureco both offer convenience and peace of mind for operators. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at sureco.com. Make it Sureco.
This is Lisa from Slumberland Furniture in Yankton. Our store is inspirational, modern, bright, and our warehouse is filled with the latest in furniture and home decor trends. You'll find the best brand name furniture and quality mattresses with the best customer service possible. Slumberland always guarantees the lowest prices. See us at 2401 Broadway in Yankton.
Are you thinking of buying or selling your home? With low inventory and higher interest rates, the process can be frustrating. This is Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'd love to sit down with you and talk about our current market and how I can help you navigate through the process. Give me a call at 605-664-5555, and we'll explore the possibilities.
All right, we are back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT. My name is Tel Tanner. Let's finish up the show today. I got to get out quick because I've gone way over time. As usual, a little bit more today. Those football coaches and I, we really like to talk a little bit about these players. It is going to be a really interesting season next year for Mount Marty Lancer football. Obviously, we're starting it off on the road over in Missouri facing Culver Stockton. And then from there, it's going to be GPAC play. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what this Lancer team does. Make sure you go out to the spring game on Saturday, by the way, 1 p.m. Crane Youngworth Field. I'll be there. We'll have a full complement of Riverfront Broadcasting people there. So come say hey, we'll have some fun. This is KYNT 102.1 FM, AM 1450. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of the Lancer Locker.